This is what a plant looks like that is in dire need of a repotting. Hey guys, what's up? Thanks for joining me today for this very exciting rite of passage for this little Thai Constellation Monstera. Today we are going to repot it. We are going to upgrade it to its new home. I've been working very hard to take care of it, to give it the right conditions, the right lighting, the right food, the right moisture, and it has really pushed out a bunch of leaves. We are running out of room in this little pot that it came in, the little nursery pot. So this plant has been in my care for 6 months. It's since pushed out 3 new leaves. Each new leaf has had 1 more fenestration each subsequent time. But first, before I repot it, I'm going to give you a few clues that your plant is telling you that it needs to be repotted. So clue number 1 here is that I'm going to pick it up and show you. First of all, here is the plant. So it's looking good. Now, each subsequent leaf should be bigger than the next one. If they start to become about the same size or smaller, your plant is running out of room. It's getting stunted. It's time to upgrade. Also, you can see that this plant has become very distorted. It's got some aerial roots poking out that are new, and it's distorting the pot. The pot is all kind of warbly and wonky looking. And then also the other thing is that we've got some guys trying to escape here at the bottom. Another clue that your plant may be becoming root bound is if you are watering your plant and you notice the water is running straight through. There's not enough space to absorb the water and the nutrients anymore, so it's time to repot. I haven't run through the problem with this particular plant because this potting mix does have some soil, so it does hold on to a little bit of water. Some people prefer a super airy mix with like no soil at all, and I have an Anthurium beechii in which that's the case, so I have to stay on top of it a little bit more to water it. So each soil mix that you do, it's going to need to be adjusted with your level of how much do you want to water it and how much you feel like you can stay on top of the moisture and the water content. So here we go. It's done its job. It's time to say thank you and move on to bigger and better things for this little plant. So the thing is that this plant seems to like the moisture level that this soil provides when I water it. So I'm going to be trying to match that in a soil mix that I'm mixing up myself, which I will show you. But really the secret to having grown it this far is I've been watering it roughly once a week and I haven't been letting it dry out. I haven't been overstocking it either. Now, the thing with the soil for a Thai Constellation Monstera is they do love, and other airwoods love, a chunky soil mix. It needs an airy mixture to not become waterlogged. Thai Constellation Monsteras really hate root rot. That's pretty much the #1 killer of these guys. And these are expensive, so I know all of us know we don't want to lose this plant. We work really hard. I'm giving it the good grow light. I'm using the Russo plantcare grow light daily for about 8 hours a day, watering it regularly, feeding it regularly. I put a little bit of fertilizer in with my water every 1 to 2 weeks to help keep it growing. Now, this plant is interesting because my sister bought an identical plant from the same cutting, and she has not been using the same grow light. She's not been fertilizing the same. Her plant has still pushed out 1 less leaf than this, and none of her leaves have fenestration. So it does matter. The type of light you provide is super, super important to making your plant grow big and strong. Okay, without further ado, let's get to repotting, shall we? I'm gonna put this guy down for a little bit. I'm gonna grab, this is my son's Legos were in here, so I'll either have to get him a new one or dump this out, we'll see. Okay. So in this mixture here, I can see there is a Monstera soil mixture, some orchid bark, and then there's some pumice. So I'm gonna match that. Everyone likes their own mixture, but this particular plant seems to be really happy with this one. So I'm gonna try to mimic it to provide similar growing conditions to grow this one bigger, because we are all about that big leaf energy. Usually I would be having some wine now for an unboxing, but coffee seems more appropriate as it's like 9 a.m. in the morning. Okay. Orchid bark first. I purchased this off of Amazon. Essential component to any potting mix. And then a little bit of pumice. And then a little bit of this Monstera potting soil. Okay, so this has a mix of worm castings, cocoa coir, peat moss, charcoal, and lime. So this has a little bit, this is gonna bind moisture a little bit better. And like I said, I see some in here. I'm gonna use a little bit of it too. And I said it before, but chunky soil is definitely the buzzword for your aroids and monsteras. God, this is it's a satisfying task, let me tell you. I put a lot of orchid bark in here, so more soil. Okay. This looks about right to me. Okay, so now I'm gonna start. This is my new nursery pot I've got for this guy. I'm gonna put a little bit in the bottom because they don't like to be potted too close to the bottom. I'm gonna try to match the depth as best as I can here. Okay, that's it. Maybe a little bit of a moment of truth here. I'm gonna loosen this guy. I watered it already 2 days ago. So see, this is like these have already cracked. The bottom's already cracked here. So try to loosen these roots so that they don't pull. God, this is gonna be tricky. How does everyone struggle with this part? It never goes smoothly. Get some scissors. Easy does it. Okay, I had to bust out the X-Acto knife and do a lot of surgery on the bottom of this pot. These guys were way more stuck than I thought they would be. I have freed them all. Ta-da! So this is what a plant looks like that is in dire need of a repotting. And these guys, luckily I didn't damage any of them. Thank God I didn't have to be anywhere today because that literally took forever. Okay, into the pot you go, little plant. I'm gonna dig a little hole for you. Okay, and then this was really tipping before, so I'm gonna, hopefully this repotting will stabilize it. And now we'll add our mix. Sorry. Okay, it looks pretty good. Still light and airy. I'm not going to pack this down, but I feel pretty good about this matching the mixture that it came from. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to mix up my liquid fertilizer with my water and give this a water and put it in its new home. Now it's got all kinds of space to grow. Okay, well this is looking really good in its new home. We've sized up and repotted. I feel good about the match on the mix that I created for this plant. And so now I'm going to water it a little bit and fertilize. And so what I'm using is the aroid food from plantcare. So you, like any fertilizer, liquid fertilizer, you're gonna have to dilute this. If you put this straight on your plant, you would sizzle your plant, you would sizzle the roots and probably kill it. So these all need to be diluted. So this is, I did a half a teaspoon in a half gallon of water, and I'm gonna give them a good pour over here. And then this nursery pot has lots of drainage holes. Okay, and that's it. This new little, actually, this bigger little Thai Constellation is going to be enjoying his new home. I'm going to put it in a decorative pot because this will make me crazy if it's in this plastic nursery pot. I liked my stuff to be in like a cool looking pot. Let's go do that and I'll show you the final product. I'm going to use this pot here and flop in here. Here he is in his new home, looking good, ready to grow. It's actually pretty unbelievable that he was doing so well in that tiny little pot. Okay, here he is in his new home. I don't know about you, but I am really enjoying this plant styling vignette here. And for anyone curious, this is the plantcare grow light. If you really like your plants and you want some big leaf energy, I suggest you invest in this grow light. Thanks for following along on this repotting journey. I hope that was helpful. If you like plant care tips and tricks and plant videos, especially plant unboxing videos, be sure to give this a thumbs up and subscribe so you don't have any plant care FOMO. All right, thanks again for watching. See you next time.